Okay, now that we know how to determine what a statement is and we can consider when they might be true or false, let's think about what happens when we start to combine multiple statements together. So one way that we can combine two statements is with and, what's called the conjunction of two statements. So the conjunction of two statements is going to be combining them with an and. And the notation that we use for this is a little wedge over here. So it's this upside down V. So this means P and Q. So we usually don't write and, we just use this notation. And the only way, if we want to determine whether a conjunction statement is true, the only way it's true is if both P and Q are both true. So let's take a look at some examples of some conjunctions and then think about how we can consider whether these are true statements or not. So here we've got 5 different statements. And what I just opened up over here is what's called a truth table. So these are really useful ways of organizing our logical thoughts and trying to deduce the truth of combined statements. So let me start with the first one over here, which says 2 is an even number and 2 is a prime number. So what we can think about, first of all, is the 2 is an even number. That's like our P. And 2 is a prime number. That's another statement, which is Q. And in their own right, each of these sentences, because they're statements, we can determine whether they're true or false. So 2 is an even number. P, statement P, is true. Q, which is 2, is a prime number. 2 also is a prime number, so that is true. And for the conjunction, since both P and Q were both true, this would be the case where P and Q is a true statement. So the only way a conjunction is going to be true is if both of the statements being joined are both true. So let's see what's happening with some of these others. So in number 2, Colorado is a state. We'll call that statement P. Europe is a country. We'll call that statement Q. And Colorado is a state. P is correct. That is true. Europe is a country. That is definitely not true. And so therefore, since P is true, but Q is false, therefore we would say the statement P and Q is false because they're both not true. So this is false. In 3, we've got the first statement, which is saying 3 is an even number. And the second statement that's being joined is saying and 3 is a prime number. So in this case, 3 statement P, 3 is an even number. That is false. 3 is a prime number. That is true. But again, if only one of them is true, that's not enough. We need both of them to be true in order for the conjunction to be true. So since one of these statements is false, that means overall this conjunction is false. And moving over to statement number 4, here we've got P is the statement the earth is flat, and Q is the statement the earth is the center of the universe. So the first statement, the earth is flat, that is not true. The earth is a sphere. The earth is the center of the universe, also a false statement. And so both P and Q are false here, but we don't get this behavior like 2 negatives cancel each other out. If P is false and Q is false, then P and Q is definitely false as well. Okay, so the only way we get truth out of a conjunction is when both of the statements are true. And lastly, the statement down here, or this sentence, math is fun and math is hard. This is actually not a statement because math is fun is probably something that's going to vary depending on the person, right? So this is an opinion. Math is hard. That's an opinion. These are sentences that are neither true or false. It really depends. So statement or sentence number 5 here is actually not a statement because we can't determine whether any of these things are true or false.